So Jordan also poses a good question. Like my daughter, she's just going for practice 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock. She's got 3 hours of homework. Do you have any strategies how to deal with that situation? Do you guys advocate naps? Do you guys advocate anything else that would help? Because sometimes it's hard to get all that sleep time in. Are there any strategies you have for coaches to tell their kids or to have a late tournament, anything that they can like things sneak in some other sleep?
Well, I believe and practice the art of the nap during the day. And I do think there is something to it, to not only the body, but also the mind of just shutting down during, because, you know, high school kids are go, 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 and never like stop. So just identifying a point in their day that they can just not do anything for about 15 minutes or so, just let their mind and body rest, I think would really help with not only like just their body and their mind, but also with like stress levels. That it could really make a difference just doing that 15 minutes a day.
Also, maybe have them think about doing homework before they go to practice, if they can, you know. So you don't have that many hours, you do part of it and do it in piecemeal.
Talk about injury a little bit. What are the keys to keeping players injury free? I got some other slides that kind of talk about that. That's the topic of that. Specifically, shoulder. So shoulder joints are very common to get injured in volleyball players. Shoulders, knees, and spine, and the occasional ankle sprain. Dr. Anthony, you want to start with this one? How about keeping the shoulder injury free?
There could be a lot of components to that. We talk about the repetitive use injury. With volleyball, we know that they use their shoulders a lot to, you know, a lot of overhead stuff, spiking, year round, doing the same thing, playing the same sport year round, overhead, overhead, overhead. That could potentially, over time, increase the incidence of the chances of that injury occurring. I like to also look not only at shoulder strength, but also the mobility of not only the shoulder, but also the spine. Because the shoulder could be moving pretty normally, but if your thoracic spine does not move into good extension, along with your lumbar spine having extension as well, the shoulder's going to take on that added stress and make it more susceptible to injury. So not only like restoring full mobility to the shoulder, especially overhead flexion and external rotation, but also making sure that the spine moves appropriately, that you have full range of extension in the thoracic and lumbar spine to minimize the impact of stress from that repetitive overhead shoulder movement would be probably my most important keys to keeping that shoulder mobile and healthy.
Speaking on the shoulder, really, I do a lot of Pilates with players to make sure that they maintain their flexibility and their strength underneath their own body control. So I use that to maintain a lot of players. I use the reformer, I use the tower to make sure that they're getting a good range of motion while at the same time I'm not overly stressing it. I do use a lot of water training just to make sure they're getting some pressure relief really, and just to give them an environment where they have a lot of stress relief as well, because you know the water has a lot of healing effects as well. So really keeping the shoulder healthy is also about having a team, whether it be Dr. Spevak or Dr. Marinos and the entire team here. I have to use my outlets. I'm a performance coach. I don't deal a lot with injuries, so when they do get injured, that's where I use the team. So, but when they're healthy, and I can help, then I can really do more. So